Are you whipping up something special on your website that your readers love? Why not turn that great content into a book? A cookbook is a great way to satisfy your followers' cravings for more. Not sure how to start? Well, stay tuned because we're cooking the books this week on Lulu University. Turning your food blog into a cookbook can be a great way to establish expertise, build credibility, diversify your offerings, and create revenue. If you're not sure where to start, just look at the most popular items on your blog menu. I'll tell you right now, the food puns aren't going to get any better, so let's just French press on. Start by looking at all the data you have available to you to learn as much as you can about your audience. So when you're sending emails, which ones are being opened the most? Which links are getting clicked on most often? When you post on social or share blogs, which are getting the most engagement? That's a great place to start. Maybe you notice your healthy remixes of junk food are always hitting the spot with your audience. Or maybe your copycat recipes from famous fast food or chain restaurants are always crushing it. KFC Double Down, anyone? Do you remember that? Or maybe you created a McRib recipe that actually has meat in it. Regardless of what it is, your most popular content will give you a great indication of what you can use and which recipes to pick to compile your cookbook. If you have a food blog, chances are you probably have your own website, email list, newsletter, social media channels, or some combination of those. So each one of those avenues will give you your own set or a separate set of data and analytics to go along with them, and reviewing these will help you decide which recipes to include in your cookbook and what extra material you can add to make it feel more exclusive. But how can you turn your content into a cookbook? So the best cookbooks have beautiful photos, easy to follow recipes, and tips and anecdotes that give some background and context to the readers. So once you know what kind of cookbook you're going to create, go to your bookstore or maybe your bookshelf and look at similar cookbooks to see how that information is laid out and how the recipes are presented. Take note of what you like and what you don't like and use that to help guide you in creating your cookbook, as well as helping establish what readers will expect when you publish your work. Let's look at a few great examples from Lulu. First up is Tiny Home, Big Flavor by Justin and Juby, a gorgeous cookbook full of healthy recipes that have been van life approved. And this one even has its own playlist. Next up is Sous Vide Vegan Cookbook by Sophia Marchesi, a feast for the eyes and the tummy. And you won't even miss the meat. And last but not least, At Home with Chef Mark Phillips. This is another perfect example of great recipes and beautiful photos that will definitely take your kitchen aspirations to another level. When it comes to the recipe for actually making the book, the choice is up to you. You're the head chef here. We're just the sous chefs. But some usual suspects are choosing 8.5 by 11 trim size so you have plenty of space for photos, tips, and anecdotes. Using high-quality 300 DPI images so that everything looks really nice. Giving yourself about 1 to 2 pages per recipe so that you have plenty of space. And we recommend that you choose the 80-pound coated paper for that really nice glossy finish. When it comes to binding types, you have to decide if you're going for fashion or function. So for functionality or practicality, a coil binding type is great because it will lay flat. So if you could imagine you're in the kitchen, you've got one hand in some sauce and the other hand in a sous vide or whatever happens in the kitchen. It'll spend a ton of time there, but you're busy, right? So you want something that you're gonna be able to lay flat and not have to mess with. Coil binding is a great option for that. If you're going for more of a coffee table or a display aesthetic, then a hardcover case wrap or dust jacket is going to be a really beautiful presentation. Or better yet, do both. If you're feeling extra spicy, do a paperback, do a hardcover, and do an ebook. When you picked out your trim size and binding type, you can head over to lulu.com to download templates and start putting it all together. Platforms like InDesign, Photoshop, Affinity, or even Canva can be great resources to create beautiful interior and cover files for your project. One pro tip here, If you're planning to sell your cookbook through the Lulu.com bookstore or through your own website using Lulu Direct, you do not need an ISBN. However, if you would like to sell the book through retail distribution, such as Amazon, Ingram, or Barnes & Noble, you will have to assign an ISBN to the project. Another thing to note, coil-bound books are not eligible for retail distribution, but can be sold through the Lulu bookstore or through your own website using Lulu Direct. Once you have everything assembled, you will need 2 PDFs to create your cookbook, one for your interior file and one for your cover file. Once you have that together, you can log into your Lulu account, click Create a New Project from the My Projects page, upload, and order a proof copy. Once you receive your proof copy and everything looks delicious, this is where your email list comes in handy. Using Lulu Direct, you can integrate with Shopify or WooCommerce for WordPress and sell your cookbook directly through your website to your readers. Take some time to plan out how you'll let folks know that your cookbook is ready to be served. So include it on your email list, put it in your newsletter, talk about it on your blog, and share it on your social media channels. If you're not ready for that yet, you can always sell through Lulu's bookstore and global distribution, which includes Ingram, Amazon, and Barnes & Noble. Just be sure to tell people where to find it. As you start to let your friends, fans, and followers know that your cookbook is ready, be sure to set expectations. So all print-on-demand books will take about 3 to 6 days for production, and then a couple of days after that for shipping. So be sure to communicate this clearly so no one's left hangry. A little pro tip here. If you've noticed that several recipes in your book center around a holiday or event or time of year, be sure to plan your launch around that time so that people can get the most out of your cookbook. Voila! That's the recipe for creating a cookbook that can boost your brand and your bank account. Let us know what you're cooking up in the comments below, and remember, the recipe for getting the most out of this channel is by liking and subscribing. Bon appetit!